Alright, so quick update. The race last weekend on Sunday ended up getting canceled due to rain. So it's rescheduled to this Sunday, which is like 4 days away, whatever. But it also has like 70% chance of rain. So the last import standing race, it may end up getting canceled again. But let's get back to the car since it's not 100% ready right now. I'm still waiting for the flange to come in. It said it landed in the US and made it through customs, whatever. So I'm just waiting for it to end up at my doorstep so I can drop the car off over at MS Fab and get the piping redone. But beforehand, so with the last turbo, the housing hit on the hood, but I grinded the top of the housing off a lot, and that helped it not hit the hood anymore. Well, it still did a little bit, but just not anywhere near as much. It was really towards like when the motor twists a lot, like a lot of torque to it. So it hit then. So this time I actually went and bought longer bolts, and then also have like a little spacer that I'm gonna try and put on top, and then hope that nothing else hits once I drop the motor. I think it's like 1/2 inch spacer. So once I throw that in, we'll see if it ruins any of my piping or if the housing needs to be clearance with a big fucking hammer a little bit. But besides that, that's where I'm at. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a jack on the motor, or grab my engine crane and hold the motor, and then drop the subframe down and try and run these bolts through with the spacers and see what it looks like with all 4 of them on there. It shouldn't affect really anything angle-wise with the trans and stuff. I'll measure the U-joint angles to make sure all those are all square and good to go. But besides that, I'm gonna go ahead and drop it down and see how it fits. Alright, so I got the car in the air. I have the new spaced out subframe. So there's a bolt there and a spacer that I got at just a local hardware store. I'm sure all of them have it, but that's about 1/2 inch. So for the other side, I was not able to get the spacer to fit, so I just left it like that. I just put the stock bolts back in, and I'm sure it'll be fine, but that's where we are with that. And then I checked it with the hood. It does close now, that turbo. It fits, so it shouldn't be rubbing my hood anymore. It should be all good. So right now I'm just messing with getting my street tire set up on. So obviously that's not the tire I'm gonna run. This is just what they came with on them. I have a drag radial sitting over there that I'm gonna put on these 15s for the rear. But these are F-body spec rear wheels. So they're like 7.5 back spacing. So I have a 20mm spacer on there, and then it just takes a tiny bit of grinding back here on the actual control arm. Not much. I mean, the other side didn't take any grinding at all. So it just really depends on if you want to listen to it a little bit of grinding till it clearances itself. But besides that, it should be good. I'm gonna put my front wheels on my street tire setup, make sure that fits perfectly well as well. All right, so I ended up getting the front wheels on both sides here. And I had the car on the ground. I noticed that I guess when you drop this subframe hair, it also will increase the camber on this wheel. So I pulled it out manually by myself a little bit, and I'll just go ahead and take it back in to get another alignment to make sure everything else is good, because that does affect the alignment a little bit. So just to be sure, because I don't want to be going down the track and notice that it's really out of alignment. So I have that set up, and then I went for a cruise, basically just down the street, whatever. I noticed it felt really, really funny. If I try to roll into it a little bit, the car would like kick out almost, like it had a broken axle. So I went back and I jacked the car up, and one wheel was spinning and one wheel was not. So I looked at it, and the actual shaft was not spinning, but the actual CV was spinning. So obviously that's not correct. So I pulled the axle, took it out, took it apart, tried to look and see if I could see anything, and lo and behold, the actual cage that holds the 2 balls, I mean not the 2 balls, the 6 balls broke. So those are all the balls. That's the middle piece with the actual spline in it. So I reached out to the person who built these axles to see if I can get another CV or where I can order one or whatever the case may be, because at this point I just want to race. So I might even just throw the stock CV back on it for now, just so I can make some hits. I know a few people have gone fast on the stock CV, so who knows, it might be okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that CV on it for now and hopefully take it to the track in the next few days. Alright, so I got the axle in, the stock one. It's back in the car now. I'm gonna use it for now until I can either figure out what I'm gonna do with the broken CV. I don't know, I hit up the guy who makes them and I haven't heard back from him yet on either purchasing another CV from him or ordering it from somewhere, or giving me the link or part number, whatever it may be, to order another one. So I haven't heard back from him yet, and it's been probably 2 days. So stock one's in there. I'm going to try and make it to the track, and we'll see how long it holds. I know Mike from Maximum PSI, he went 8s on one of his stock axles, but that don't mean shit. So just piston in a bucket. But I'm going to move the car back and forth with the axle in there and make sure it is good to go, and hopefully go drive it out on the streets today. It's a little hot today. It's probably like 85, so it's not very comfortable to ride in that car when it's really hot out, but I might still drive it anyways. So after my quick testing, the axle definitely holds. Now I just have to wait for this fan to clear out all this smoke, because it's quite a bit. I can't see dick back there. Camera looks a little bit clearer than my eyes though. So I guess next up is to hopefully get it to a track and dial in the boost and the tune and play with that a little bit. I know I've been saying that for like forever now, but I'm hoping to have time next week to actually go to the track.